It's Mr. James from Charm City Karate. I'm here to talk to you today about practice. 3 reasons why practice is important. First reason is that practice keeps you from forgetting your moves. You put all that hard work and all that time into learning your moves, you don't want to forget them. Keep practicing. Practice will help to keep all that stuff fresh in your head. Number 2, practice helps you to get better. You hear people talk about practice makes perfect. I don't know about practice, but about perfect. But practice will help you to get better. And number 3 is that practice will improve your confidence. Okay? Competence breeds confidence. And as you get better, you will get more confident. Okay? You see these Olympic level athletes and they're doing stuff that you're like, oh my God, I could never do that. They're confident about it because they've done it so much. They know they can do it. Okay? So, how often should you practice? That really depends on how much time you have, okay? Practice shouldn't take over your life unless you intend to become a professional karate guy, or you're like me and you're going to be a karate nerd, okay? I do karate all the time, but that's me. I recommend you do one of 2 things. Either you practice a little bit or you practice in big chunks. If you're going to practice a little bit, a lot, like real often, then you should practice maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day every day that you don't come to karate. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes isn't that much. Just a little bit here and there. You can practice on the commercials when you're watching your TV shows. Or you can practice for, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour once or twice a week on days you don't come to karate. You don't want to bother to practice karate on days that you already come. Okay, if you're one of those weird kids that's coming like to karate 6 days a week, you probably don't need to practice, okay? Don't worry about it too much. All right, so how should you practice? One of the biggest things you could do as far as practicing is go home and write down what you learned in class that day. Writing it down uses different memory channels than when you're moving around doing your moves. It's going to help to really lock it into your head, and it's also going to make you visualize. Okay? Talking about visualizing, visualizing is a technique that all high-level athletes use. It really helps your brain to cement what you're trying to do. Okay? Your body gets all these reps in. When you visualize, your brain gets reps in. And it allows you to see how you want to do things exactly the way that you want to do them. All right? So maybe you're trying to work on a jump spinning kick, and your jump spinning kick is, it's okay. When you visualize, your jump spinning kick can be perfect. And it can be perfect every time. Because you can get your feet up in the air just the way you wanted them. You can tuck them in. You can spin all the way around. You can hold yourself up in the air as long as you want and then come down perfect. You know, like stumble a little bit at the end, you know, because you're visualizing. It's perfect every time. And eventually your body will start to follow what your mind's telling it to do, and you'll get better and better and better. If you're visualizing sparring, you can beat that kid that you can never beat in class, and you can beat him every time. Pretty soon your body will follow what your mind's telling it, and you'll start to beat that kid. All right? So visualize. Make sure you're doing it right. The other cool thing about visualizing is that you can practice an entire form or an entire belt level of techniques in seconds. And you can practice them sitting in a chair. So if you're at the doctor's office, or you're at a traffic light, or I don't know, you're at lunch or something, you can still practice. You don't have to stand up and move around and people are looking at you. You can close your eyes, you can visualize, you can practice like that. All right, here's another thing. Don't just practice the new stuff. Happens all the time, especially to newer students. They practice just the new stuff. They forget the old stuff. And they forget for real, okay? By not practicing your older material, huge mistake. You forget all that stuff, and then a couple months later you're going, oh, Mr. James, I don't remember my old forms. Mr. James, I don't remember my old techniques. Oh, can you show me this? Oh, can you show me that? And you feel really bad because you put all that time and effort into those old moves, and now you don't remember them. Don't do that. You don't want that big letdown. Practice your old stuff too. Personally, my recommendation is you practice one new move, one old move. All right? If you have time, practice one new one, one old one, and then back. One new one, one old one. And you keep alternating until you run out of time. Okay? Then the next time when you're going to do it, your next session, pick up where you left off. Keep alternating through. All right? Don't always start at the same point because you'll find that you're missing the same block of material all the time. Okay? All right. The other thing is, when you're practicing, try to use those qualities of a champion that we have to reinforce different parts of your practice. So if it's speed month, when you're practicing, practice the speed of your techniques, practice the speed of your forms. Work on the speed aspect. If it's power month, work on the power of your forms, work on strong stances, work on strong blocks, power in your strikes. If it's focus month, work on having really good focus to your moves. If it's intensity month, work on the intensity. Okay, because these are all aspects of your moves and of your karate that you want to have present. Back when I was coming up, we didn't really have qualities of a champion, so when I was practicing, I had to like think of, oh, what do I want to work on this month? Or what do I want to work on today? So I had to kind of mumble my way through the stuff myself, and it was a lot harder. Okay, you guys have a tool, use it. If you don't know what the quality of a champion is for this month, ask. If you're not sure how to incorporate it, ask. That's what your instructors are here for. All right? All right, what should you practice? Practice anything that you want to get better at. Really. Okay? New material that you need to not forget, practice that. Something that you need to get better at, practice that. Stuff that you don't want to forget, practice that. All your forms, all your techniques, your basics, everything, practice it. Okay? It doesn't matter what you're practicing as long as you're practicing your martial arts. Practice. All right. The number one thing I would recommend that you practice is, that move you hate. That technique that you hate it because you're not good at it. That form you hate it because you're not good at it. It's human nature. Things that you are not good at, you dislike. Things that you are really good at, you love them. Okay? If you hate math, it's because you're not good at math. You hate English, not good at English. You love science, it's because you're good at science. Okay? You love baseball, it's because you're good at baseball. Okay? You're not good at karate and then you hate karate. That's not how that works. All right? So if there's a technique or a form that you hate, it's because you're not good at it. Okay? So how do you get good at it? Oh yeah, you practice it. You ask Mr. James, how do I make this better? You ask Mr. Max, how do I make this better? And we'll help you. And then you work and you practice. Me personally, I stunk at tripping arrow. So I got some pro tips on tripping arrow. Mr. Petro, how do I make this better? I can't do tripping arrow. So he showed me, and then I worked it. I worked it hard, man. I didn't just play around, I worked it hard. People in my class didn't want to play tripping arrow with me anymore. So I had to start trolling the lower belts to get people to do tripping arrow on. And I worked, and I worked, and I worked. And now I'm good at tripping arrow. I can rock some tripping arrow. But it took a lot of work, okay? You can get good at it too. All right, so to review, you gotta practice. It keeps you from forgetting. Practice will help you get better, and practice will make you more confident. Practice days you don't come to karate. Best thing is 5 to 10 minutes a day, every day that you don't come into karate. If you can't do that, 30 minutes a day, twice a week. Write down the moves that you learn, visualize. Don't just practice the new stuff. You got to review your old stuff too. Work on the qualities of a champion and reinforce what you're doing in class. And practice the stuff you don't like. All right, till next time, have a great class, and don't forget to bug your instructors for help. I'm Mr. James, Charm City Karate. Have a great day.